Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we're just going to do a recap of what we've been doing for over a week now. This phase three, today's the last video of phase three, and phase three has been all about understanding CI/CD, and we took just the CI part of CI/CD. Then we were going to do the CD part maybe in phase um, six or phase five when we will combine it with Kubernetes. So we've looked extensively on CI, that's continuous integration. And then we've talked about different things about CI, the CI steps, the CI components, the tools that we can use to implement CI. And we didn't just look at it theoretically. We looked at two tools. We looked at Jenkins, we looked at GitHub Actions, and we continued. We used our project, which we started, I think, before containerization. We used that and we continued. We saw how we can, you know, run a pipeline because CI/CD is basically at the center of DevOps. So I took my time to actually explain, everything about Jenkins, everything about, GitHub Actions. We did practice, and if you've been following from the day one up to this very day, I want to believe that you've gained, quite a number of knowledge. You've also been able to improve yourself. If you're starting from scratch, I believe that you would have, gained one or two things. And if you know DevOps before, there might be one or two things that you must have added to what you know already. So while I might have covered, quite a number of things regarding CI, that's Jenkins and GitHub Actions, I believe that it's not possible for me to cover everything. If we want to, maybe if we have a playlist that is specifically dedicated to CI/CD, then we can go, in depth and start looking at some things. So, but in the course of these 100 days, we might not be able to cover everything. For example, for Jenkins, I didn't cover shared libraries and how to use them and all of that. You know, other stuffs too. Same with GitHub Actions, but it's something that you might not really how do I put it now? What I've given you is enough to actually get you started. So the way you learn is you don't really have to know everything at first. You don't have to have it figured out at first. You learn the more you do. And that is why these 100 days have been, centered around not just talking theoretically. We also, as we talk, we implement. So I don't just talk, I also show you how it is done. Now it is left for you as a good engineer to, by your own self, learn one or two things, study, and start implementing. Everything I know today was not all taught to me. I had to, in fact, my DevOps journey has actually been self-taught. It has been self-taught right from the basic up to what I know now. My DevOps and my cloud journey has been a self-taught journey for me, and I'm really grateful for how far have I've been able to go so far. I might not know everything, I might not know so much, but I believe that yes, I have at least gone a bit in this journey. So I just want to use this moment to actually, encourage us to go beyond everything that we see in this video. Try and be resourceful, get more content, take up more challenges that will force you to, go and research, to go and read, to actually know knowledge. That is the way you actually grow. I'm just here to contribute my little quota. The way you're learning, I'm also learning. I'm just here to show you what I have learned so far and, be able to see if I can impact one or two persons with the little knowledge I've had in DevOps in cloud so far. So, and also apart from learning, one thing that is very, very important is as you learn, try to learn in public. If you learn something, you upload. That's why there are platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter. If you can even use TikTok as the case may be. So showcase yourself, put yourself out there. This is how you get noticed by future recruiters. This is how you get noticed by future recruiters because people are watching. Once you start doing things, people start noting you. People start watching you. I can't begin to see the number of messages I've received since I started, putting myself out there in public. So this is just basically a short video to just tell you, do a recap of what we have done, and most importantly, emphasize the importance of going beyond what you see in the video. Try to learn. There might even be some areas that I might have made one or two mistakes. You can even come to the comment section. You tell me, okay, this is a better way of doing it. Correct. We all learn. You understand? So, this is like a roundup for CI/CD phase or CI phase, as the case may be. I just felt the need to do this particular recording, do this video, and also to reemphasize the fact that the concepts are the same, even though the tools are different. If you follow the video, you will see that what we did on Jenkins is exactly the same thing we did on GitHub Actions. The commands are exactly the same. So it's not rocket science. Once you know one, you are able to do the others. It is the same thing with cloud platforms. Once you know the concept of I am and all of that, once you know AWS, you can be able to find a way around Azure, you can be able to find a way around GCP and the rest. And I'm talking about cloud. That is one of the favorite parts of this my learning process so far. And that is going to be the next phase that we are going to look at, which is the phase 4. We are going to cover Azure, you know, fundamentals and everything that you need for Azure as a DevOps engineer. So from tomorrow, we'll be going into cloud. I can assure you it is going to be interesting, and I will try my possible best to do justice to helping you understand how to navigate, Azure. And yeah, I'm excited. So let me just wait for tomorrow. Then we begin our journey. And tomorrow will also be day 50 of our journey. It's been wonderful having you guys with me so far. I mean, I really appreciate everybody for the messages, for the support, for reaching out, and all of that. So I'll see you tomorrow. Stay blessed and enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers.